How you doing, YouTube? Matt Matt's Beer Reviews back with yet another review. A little bit of a mystery beer extraordinaire. Mr. Chuck from out Chicago way. He sent me off quite a few beers, quite a few mystery beers. I got a few left too. I'm kind of going through them a little bit slower than usual, but we're gonna see what's what with this one. Nice little 12-ounce can. A couple of 12-ounce cans he sent me were fucking heaters. Big, huge beers. This one looks like it might be a little bit smaller. Doesn't look infinitely tiny. Kind of looks like maybe like a Belgian triple or wheat wine or something like that. That's how I'm leaning when it comes to Chuck's beers, man. You don't fuck around. Love the yellow kind of paper tape wrapping as opposed to the blue. Nice little kind of little flare instead of that typical blue or black. Yeah, I mean, from distance, could be a ton of different beers. Could be Saison, could be somebody's old school kind of double IPA, could be a Belgian triple, could be like a wheat wine, any of those things. Pinky Finger, just over Pinky Finger, infinite creaminess on top of that sucker. Kind of crumbling on the edges, non-uniform bubbles. Kind of makes me lean away from like a New England style hazy thing. It comes off a little bit more malty, a little bit more creamy. It comes off something a little bit of oomph, kind of like a carton coffee beer, something like that, to where it's like a kind of its own kind of category kind of beer. And just from a distance, I'm kind of guessing this is going to be above like double digits. Yeah, let's get a whiffer. What is that? It's sweet. It's very much apple leaning. So it's like an apple juicy kind of beer. Jessica Biel. Beer. Yeah, there's a little bit of soft kind of bittering. I believe it's hop driven. The malts come off sweet, kind of like getting into that kind of almost golden delicious kind of apple range. A little bit of like spicy bittering, almost like a mixture of kind of yeast and hops. I have no idea what this beer is, to be perfectly honest with you. Let's dive in. Cheers. It smells smaller than double digits, let's put it that way. What is this? Okay. This comes off as I have no idea. I think this is somebody's double IPA, to be perfectly honest with you. And I think it's I don't think it's somebody's West Coast IPA. I think this is a brewery's attempt. A bigger, how do I phrase this? I think this is like a big brewery, an old school big brewery, but not like big, like Coors big, like Schlitz or Jenny kind of big. It's like that brewery's attempt at like a double IPA. That's kind of how it comes off to me, to be perfectly honest with you. Bit of bittering on the one end. A little bit citrus on the other, but nothing screaming in your face. There's a kind of caramel, kind of marisottery, malty thing kind of going on in there. Finishes a bit dry, which is always when you're talking about, and it has to be somebody's IPA. When you're talking about an IPA, when it finishes dry like this and finishes bittering, you can't help yourself. You're an old school brewer. Unless you're trying to do that on purpose, which I don't think they're doing here. And just finishes with a little bit of that kind of candied apple, kind of golden candied apple kind of sweetness. Done and done. I think it's probably up there. It's probably pushing 8%. It drinks more like 6%. But let's go for the sake of conversation. Let's go 7.6% double IPA from a brewery that is old school micro, kind of like I said, like the Schlitzes of the world. I'm sure Schlitz is owned by like fucking AB InBev now, but you know what I'm getting at. Genesee, those kind of breweries. Iron, what's the one out of Pittsburgh, Iron City, those kind of breweries. It's one of those kind of breweries trying to make a double IPA. That's all I got. So yeah, right, 7.8, double IPA. Honestly, yeah. Oh, it's 3 Floyds. I guess that kind of works, though, a little bit. What do we have here? It's Zombie Dust. This is not Zombie Dust. No way this is Zombie Dust. It's not normal. Undead Pale Ale. This is just a pale ale, man. 14. What is this? 4/14/20. So this is only a month and a half old. Man, I whiffed on this one. Good God. Oof. This is not good. I forget what Zombie Dust's ABV is. They actually don't put it on there, but they call it a pale ale. Man, I was wrong. But, yeah. What is Zombie Dust Pale Ale? What's the ABV on Zombie Dust? How wrong was I? I'm going to have to bring out the keyboard on the mystery beer and see what's what. Okay. Zombie Dust, man. Good God. This is a markedly different beer than I remember. American Pale Ale. Coming in at, oh no, it's 8.42%, so I was kind of really close to that. That makes sense. I forgot that it was, they call it a pale ale, but it's a high ABV beer. I don't remember it being like this. Yeah. Intensely hopped and gushing undead pale ale. Yeah. I don't remember it being like this. That whole pale ale thing threw me off. I thought it was a 5% beer. Yeah. In a roundabout way, not to try to talk myself into being correct, but in a roundabout way, it kind of makes sense a little bit, you know. This is, not that Three Floyds is super old school, but it's, you know, one of the bigger kind of old school breweries of the new school ilk. Definitely old school brewers, so, you know, they would bring that kind of old school mentality, that the dryness and the finish and those kind of things that they really hang their head on that sometimes they can't even avoid. Yeah. This is a super fucking fun mystery beer, Chuck. Thank you very much for sending this off. One of the cooler labels in the history of beer. I like the bottle preferably. I actually wouldn't have never thought. I knew this was in cans, but I would have thought it was Zombie Dust. I just think bottle when it comes to this beer. I guess I get it. I get it. I just whiffed. Man. But it's maltier than what I remember it being. Not that it wasn't malty beer to begin with. It just has like this odd sweetness to it. So, I don't know. It is what it is. Let's talk about it. Is this one of the better pale ales I've had as of late? It's not pale ale. It's 8% and change. That's not a pale ale. Is it one of the better hoppy beers that I've had as of late? No. I was never like a super junkie for Zombie Dust to begin with. Sure. I wanted it, I got it, I had it, it was fine, done and done. I've had my fair share since. I can't tell you the last time I had one. It's not a bad beer. I think this is a little bit different representation of what the beer is typically like. I wish I could bring up like a picture. I could probably bring up a picture on that screen over there so people can see. I'm not going to do it right now because I'll just fuck everything up. But of the coloration of the beer, and what I originally remember it being at. I could be totally just making shit up in my brain, but it's not a bad beer. It's just not one of the better ones. Value and availability. I mean, honestly, Zombie Dust, I should be able to get. I don't know if I can get it locally. I don't think Three Floyds get out here. I always confuse Toppling Goliath and Three Floyds for some reason, but we get Toppling, but no Three Floyds, but it's relatively attainable, at least from when it used to be back in the day, and leave you with, if you like what we like this beer, if you like old school IPA, pale ale, those kind of things. If you're an old school head and you ring and bleed and die by the old school, this is going to do you all the kinds of proper. So there you go. Another review in the books. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Down there if you want to talk about it. Massive Beers if you want to check me out doing the social media stuff. Beer Massive. Want to check me out doing the whole podcasting thing, and hopefully you guys enjoyed our review. Hopefully you're enjoying a little Zombie Dust right now. Hopefully see you next time. Cheers.